What's up, everyone? So, good morning or good day or good evening. What is it in the Truman Show? He says, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. That couldn't have been. How did I get off track that quickly? Yeah. So today I'm obviously getting ready. I just got out of the shower a little bit ago and I just want to take you along my day. I have a lot. We're doing a lot of different stuff and I thought it kind of lended itself well to vlogging it. Today's an exciting day because our pantry has been redone by my husband. We took out like the white kind of like wire shelving that a lot of houses, like we have all throughout our house and closets and stuff in our garage too. He took that out of the pantry and redid it with nice wood shelving and it looks so pretty. So you'll get to see that in just a little bit and also how we're gonna organize it. So I wanted to pop out to the container store today, pick up a couple of things that I'd seen on Instagram that I was kind of interested to try. We recently reorganized our pantry and most of it worked really well. It's just a couple of like tweaks that we've both felt like, you know, that didn't work as well. So I'll share all of that with you guys. I also have a grocery haul to share, all from Thrive Market, and this video is very kindly sponsored by Thrive Market. We'll get to that in a few minutes, but I also need to edit a video and just get some work done today. So I'm getting ready really fast and there are a couple of new things from the drugstore I've been trying for various videos and just in my own life trying, you know, and they're so good. They're so good. I'm not fully ready yet, but I am wearing some of them. So first, this Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. It's almost medium coverage. I don't think this product is for everyone. And if you wanna see it more in action, I did a Wet n Wild, like new products from Wet n Wild video last week, so I can link it below. It definitely has that light to medium coverage. It's really pretty and healthy looking on the skin. But here's my thing. I think if you have really oily skin, you might not like it unless you have like a more mattifying primer underneath and a powder on top. Now I have pretty normal skin that sometimes leans dry, and it's still something I feel like I do absolutely have to set. And because it gives just a little bit under the amount of coverage I typically like, I've been setting it with the powder foundation. And this is one of my favorite things I've discovered at the drugstore in a very long time. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder. Now I also like the L'Oreal Age Perfect Powder Foundation. I just think the Infallible one's better. It has a little bit more coverage. They both look good on the skin. Like I will probably over time use both of these up, but I just feel like the Infallible one has that extra bit of coverage that just makes it a really good powder foundation. Highly recommend. I put that on top and I just feel like it adds that tiny bit more coverage. It also mattifies it, and together, these two together are so beautiful on the skin. So I also threw on the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer that I'm still enjoying. It's not like favorite concealer I've ever tried just yet. I'm still kind of learning this product, but I figured I'd mention because it is, I am enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep getting ready and get on with my day. So some other pieces of makeup that I wore, I used this Nudes of New York palette from Maybelline that I recently got for the Vogue video I did. I love it. This shade right here is so beautiful. It's called Dreamer. I have that all over the lid. And then I just use this shade here called Heroine to kind of blend into the crease, and a little of this deep color called Self Starter in the like outer corner of my crease. So really enjoying this so far, like a lot. Can't believe I waited this long to try it. This mascara is amazing. I'll show you my lashes in a second, but it just curls the lashes so well. It's a little bit of a drier formula too, which I like. I already talked about those. Oh, something else. I was just reading some more comments on my Wet n Wild video, and I saw a couple people that mentioned they have oily skin and actually still really like the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. So I would say, because again, I don't have oily skin, I just don't know, but a lot of you guys are, but almost everyone that mentioned that said they definitely set it with some kind of a powder, whether it's, you know, a pressed powder or a loose powder. But something to keep in mind, I shouldn't write it off totally for you oily skin people because you might like it. By the way, this is what the lashes look like with that mascara. I just think it's so good. I've only used it a handful of times now, and I'm just like, really digging it. I'm planning to do a battle of the like new drugstore mascaras type video. It takes a while because I've got to try them long enough to kind of know and get clips of me wearing each of them, that kind of thing. But I am planning to do that, and this will definitely be a part of it, and I'm digging it. So my outfit of the day, these jeans were investment jeans, and like they were expensive, but I love them because they're not super skinny jeans, but they're comfortable, they're stretchy, they go up to a nice rise where I don't feel like I'm being suffocated. And then this top I got from Target recently. This necklace set is from Amazon, earrings Amazon. I get a lot of questions about my Apple Watch band, but it's from Etsy, and it's my favorite one I've ever owned. I've gone through some metal ones that I like there's that one metal one I bought on Amazon a while ago. I still like, but the magnet over, you know, a year and a half of usage, 2 years, became kind of just weaker. So I found this one on Etsy, and I'm like, it's so beautiful. So I can link that Etsy shop below. But yeah, that is my outfit. We'll see how long this outfit lasts, because I feel like every time I wear a white shirt, I get something on it, like usually coffee, within like the first 10 minutes. So we'll see. So I'm trying a new flavor of this AHA sparkling water because I loved the blueberry pomegranate. This is the orange and grapefruit. It's very, very reminiscent of the like LaCroix pamplemousse because it's the same grapefruit. This is good though. Like I would buy this again too. Pretty soon I will have tried all of the sparkling waters that exist. But this one is really good. I would buy this one again for sure. So as I promised you, I wanted to share the groceries that I just got in from Thrive Market. And again, this portion of the video is very kindly sponsored by Thrive Market. I love continuing my partnership with them. I got some favorites of ours, but I got a lot of new things we just wanted to try. So let's dive in, shall we? So if you've never heard of Thrive Market, it is an online membership-based market where you can get healthier, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, cleaner options delivered to your door whenever you need them. And the thing is, you save so much money. So they say that members save around $32 per order. I typically save between like $60 and $80. I'll pop on the screen right there how much I saved just in this one order. So I want to share some of our favorites we get from Thrive Market. I also got a couple of new things I'm excited to share with you guys. So let's dive in. One of them I've already opened. They are these regrained super grain puffs in the aged sharp cheddar flavor. They look different than what I thought, but they're like puffy and crunchy. Taste-wise, they remind me of like the hip peas chickpea puff snacks. I also got a couple bags of these Stacy's Pita Chips because I love pita chips so much, especially with hummus. Like that is one of my favorite snacks of all time. And these pita chips are just the best that exists. Like every time I try other pita chips, they're good, but these are just like a league above. So I got a couple bags of that. When I show you our pantry reorganization here in a bit, we actually have a container we use that we refill with pita chips. An absolute staple in our household, extra virgin olive oil. This is a really good olive oil. You guys, we use olive oil every single night that we cook, virtually every night. And so we go through this like crazy, and this is one of our favorites. So another thing that's cool is we typically place an order for Thrive once a month, sometimes twice, but typically once a month. And what my husband and I do is we just have the Thrive Market app on both of our phones downloaded, and we will just add things to our cart as we run out of them. Orders over $49 ship free. So once we hit that threshold, that's usually around when we'll think like, okay, let's add the last few items and go ahead and check out. And it works out so well. And they deliver it with carbon neutral shipping from their zero waste warehouse, which I think is so cool. So one thing that we recently tried from Thrive that we were like, oh my gosh, it's really good, is their coffee. So I got two this time. We typically get the whole bean coffee because we have like a little coffee bean grinder, you know. But I got the blonde roast, which I think is what we got last time that we really liked. And then I also wanted to try the breakfast blend. So I am so excited about these because we were really liking this coffee. And they had a lot of different coffee options for a really decent price. So just saying, if you're in a coffee rut, this might be the move. Okay, has anyone tried the Kodiak Cakes Brownie Power Cup? Because the idea, it's got a ton of protein, 10 grams of protein, and you literally will just make a brownie in a cup. I figure this is one of those things, like when you're really fiending for dessert, I feel like this is nice to kind of have on hand. Okay, so speaking of protein, we're almost out of our like chocolate protein shake stuff that we use from time to time. And so I wanted to try this. This is the Orgain brand, simple organic plant protein powder. It's in their chocolate flavor. And they say you can combine it with water or almond milk in like a shaker cup. You can put it in a blender. Also, little pro tip, if you do use your like blender, if you put in a banana with this, it is very good. Got a couple of snacks for our toddler. I got her organic yogis. She loves these little things from time to time. They're like astronaut food. You guys remember ever trying that when you were younger? Like the freeze dried, but it's like yogurt and they're pretty good. Also got the Go-Go Squeeze organic little pouches. These are so convenient and she really likes them too, which is great. I always get some kind of snack from Annie's for her. This time I just went with the standard cheddar bunnies. She loves those too. I also got buffalo sauce. This has become a staple. We love to bake cauliflower in the oven, and then when it's almost done, like 5 minutes before it's done roasting in the oven, we'll pour buffalo sauce all over it and bake it the last 5 minutes. And then you can dip the cauliflower with the buffalo sauce all over it in blue cheese dressing, my personal favorite, ranch. You could just have it as it is. It is so, so good. So I grabbed this Navitas Essential Superfood Blend, like protein powder mix stuff. It says to mix it with the milk of your choice, half a banana and a handful of ice, and blend it. So kind of similar to how I would use the chocolate protein powder, but figured I would try something different. So they also have a lot of like pet products on there. So I grabbed these Neo Bites original dog treats for my sweet little beagle Pinocchio. But I like that you can like see all of the ingredients, pronounce all the ingredients in that, so he will be so pumped. And then a couple of non-edible items. I got the Dr. Bronner's Baby Castile soap. I actually use this for washing my brushes and my beauty sponges. And then I grabbed the Honest shampoo and body wash for my toddler because we were out. This is their Gently Nourishing one. We found so many favorites from Thrive Market, and of course we keep finding new favorites as well. And they also have auto ship options. You can save like 5 to 10% on certain items. If you have a few things that you know you go through in a certain amount of time and you're constantly rebuying, like let's say every month, auto ship would be an awesome way to make your life easier, but also to save a little bit more money. So if you wanted to try Thrive Market out, they have 2 different membership models. They have a monthly one that breaks down to $9.95 a month, and they have the yearly one that when you pay yearly, it ends up breaking down to $5 a month. That's the one we've chosen, and it works so well. Again, we save so much money every time we place an order. It's totally worth it for us. And what's cool is if you do try the Thrive Market annual membership, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. So if you are interested in checking Thrive Market out, you can go to thrivemarket.com/Jessica Braun to get 25% off your first order, and you get a free gift. And I was looking at the free gifts today, and there are a lot of good ones on there. So this is a great time to join if you've been thinking about, and I really think you will love it as much as I do, and you'll save a lot of money too. So what the door you saw behind me when I was showing my Thrive groceries is our pantry. So this is what it looks like now, but I'll show you a clip of what it used to look like before. We had these white shelves that had probably been original to this house. They were pretty darn dirty. They needed to be cleaned. The walls needed to be painted. Now it just looks so fresh, and I just love the stain we picked and everything. So like I said, if you want to see how we made it, he did go through it pretty much step by step in our vlog on his channel. I can link below. But our big task today is to get this organized with our actual food. So currently we're using our dining room as our kind of placeholder for our pantry items. And so yeah, I'm excited to kind of think through how we're going to put it back in there and really think about what things we grab for the most and making sure that that is the most convenient to reach in the pantry. You know what I mean? And we already have a lot of these OXO containers we really, really like. We might buy 1 or 2 more for a few other things that we'd thought of, but this is gonna be a project for sure. So one thing I did really quickly is wrote down any little things we'd like to maybe put in a container, just so we have an idea of what we're looking for, things that we know we always have on hand, and then just some quick little measurements to guide us so we don't get anything that's too big or anything like that. So off we go to the container store. So we just saw something that sparked an idea that we were thinking it might be nice to have like a drawer that's only like 12 inches tall, 1 or 2 of them that we could put a lot of bags of like chips and crackers in, but then be able to shut it and you can kind of pull it out as you need it. And visually, I feel like that would be appealing, but also it would keep them all together. So we're kind of on the hunt for that now. So we're thinking about this. It's not necessarily made for food, not that it really matters, but we're thinking like Genevieve snacks, we could put like bars in there, fruit snacks, and then like her little goldfish crackers or something. I don't know. This, I am digging this, and it's like 3 separate pieces. All right, I think we're set to check out. All right, so we're putting some things in here. We put these down here. I literally just tossed a few things in there just to see how much it'll fit, but those will probably move. I do, however, like it on a lower shelf because then you can't see through the top because these are obviously see-through, and I had originally put these up here. And since there's like an inch or 2 gap above it, it just looked like a lot more clutter than it really was. And this is perfect because you won't really see the top. This is really nice. You can adjust how high or low the shelves are. So if there are like smaller or bigger cans you need to fit It definitely is adjustable. And of course the biggest cans, like if you have big cans of soup, it's just easier to have them on top. So we have things we use all the time like Rotel tomatoes, diced green chilies, tomato paste, and then a couple things like, well, chickpeas is another one. We have like 3 in a row there. But then here we have 3 different kinds of beans that we use from time to time, but just 1 can of each because you can really only go 3 deep. So I still have a little bit of room there for other cans, but I like this so far. I don't think this would work if you had the shelves we used to have, because these would just kind of fall through. I think it would just be a little tricky, you know? I feel like I've lived an entire day and a half between the last time I filmed and just now, because I'm just trying to feed my 2-year-old and everyone running around. So it's almost her bedtime. She's playing upstairs with her daddy. I want to show you the progress I've made because I am getting really excited about it. So it's coming along. It's not done yet, clearly. Most of the stuff you're seeing is stuff we already had. If you've seen our pantry in the past, we had all of these in these baskets. I need to relabel some things because that's not gonna have snacks in it anymore. But I repurposed this little can holder to hold just other things that are kind of otherwise just sitting there. It's nice to be able to see up into there. We've got our rice. These are holding all of our snacks and stuff. I think I mentioned earlier, this is gonna be our kids' snacks and then our snacks. I mean, a lot of times they overlap, but you know. And then down here is still a big question mark. We usually have like protein powder and things like that down there. It's kind of a hodgepodge as it is, and obviously we had a lot of containers I'm still trying to figure out how I want to use. And then up on these shelves is where a lot of our baking things that are in jars, like flour, sugar, those kinds of things are going to go up there because I can still reach it, but it's not something I'm grabbing every single day, you know? So hopefully everything we would grab on a daily basis is within reach. I'm also finding like old food also I've changed. Like I'm telling you, hurricane has come through this house. I feel like anytime you try to like really buckle down and do a project is when everything just falls apart all at the same time. Anyway, so I think for dinner, we're literally gonna like throw something in the oven, something we have in the freezer that's really easy. I'm watching The Office though, and that is just like giving me life while I organize this pantry. It's awesome. Okay, we are done, you guys, and I am tickled pink about how it came together. So we have this extra shelf still up there empty, which I love because that means anytime we need the extra space, we have it. This is all of our like baking things. I put the things we use the most in the front, like flour and sugar. And then other things we had previously put into little containers that we reach for often, like granola and chocolate chips. And then all of our like grains, like couscous, quinoa, and stuff are all in a row there. And then as you saw earlier, I've got cereal. And then over here, what I decided to do was do breakfast items. So things like oatmeal, our like pancake mix, a little box of cream of wheat. And then over here is all rice. So I put the minute rice boxes back there. We have the white and brown. We eat rice all of the time. And then our other like 90-second rice, and then like rice we use a lot there. Then the cans, as you saw, this didn't really change much, but I did put over here different snacks. So all of our nuts and sunflower seeds are there, and then our chomps, things that we eat a lot, are in that container. That was a container we bought today, actually. Then down here, nothing really changed from the last time, our snacks and our kiddo snacks, but we did put her little lunchbox there so that it actually has a home because it used to just float around, and then goldfish in there that are easy to get to. And then down at the bottom, we've got all of our like chips and crackers. We've even got croutons, things that we reach for often. And then we've got kind of random bits and bobs. This is something I bought a long time ago, and it has been so useful for storing things like this so that you can actually see everything that's in there. And then we've got all of our pasta. We just got orzo, macaroni, and then like spaghetti. And then just random baking things like gravy. We've got vegetable broth. And then at the bottom, we have all of our drink type items. So like hot chocolate powder, our collagen and protein powder for smoothies, things like that. Here is kind of overflow. We've got nuts in it. We've got some like prunes and cranberries that we use for different recipes, and then more baking stuff. So we've got like a baking mix, some almond flour and monk fruit sweetener, breadcrumbs, things like that. But I just feel like it came together where it still looks really pretty, you know what I mean? It's still aesthetically pleasing, but it's still useful to us, right? We can still reach and get to easily the things that we're using all the time, but having these kinds of containers here especially is so, so nice. Another thing I figure we will probably get questions about is why we feel so inclined to put things into containers, like thick plastic or glass containers. We have a mouse problem, and we have not found a solution yet. We've tried a lot of different things, trust us. And we've done basically everything short of setting out traps. We're trying to avoid doing that. It just freaks both of us out, but we're running out of options. And the problem was that the mice would get in there randomly and it would get into things that were in boxes. So if there were like a bag of crackers within a box, it would chew through the box into the bag, and we would feel obligated to throw the whole thing out because we were like, well, we don't know what they've touched. They leave little gross things behind everywhere. And so it really has become a pretty big problem for us. And we felt like we didn't feel comfortable eating bags that had like maybe been touched by them. You know what I mean? So our solution was finding containers that we can put a lot of those bagged things in that they would typically get into. So, all right, so I'm just about to get in my pajamas and do my skincare and stuff and go to bed. But we were just watching the episode of The Office, if you've seen enough of The Office to know, where they go to the dinner party at David Wallace's house. And Dwight's going around like checking out the house, like the structure of the house, making sure it's sound. And it just reminded us so much of one of our best friends. And so we were like snapping him way too many times, like, this is you, this is totally you. All in all, very productive day. I'm so relieved to have that done. I was telling my husband, Tyler, that, you know, when you have kind of a vision for something and you're like, you know what you would like it to be, but you think, I'm probably not gonna get close to that though, just cause, I don't know, it's hard. Like anything like that, when you know what you want it to look like, I feel like it's so hard to actually get it to that point. And I just feel so happy with the way it came out. It turned out even better than I thought. So I am just, like I've said a million times, happy about that. It's only like 9:15, but I'm just like at that point where I'm so tired that I'm like, I just want to go to bed. My husband's pretty tired too. So that is on the docket. So I've been using some skincare from Tula lately. We're actually in talks to possibly work together in the future. And so I wanted to try some things out for a few months, see if there's anything I just fall in love with. And there are a couple things. This illuminating serum is really, really pretty. And this moisturizer, it's their 24/7 moisture day and night cream, is, I can't explain it. It just feels like when I put it on, my skin looks pretty enough to like not put any makeup on top. And that's when I'm using it during the day. So it's just a really nice moisturizer. So those are two that I've really been enjoying. And I've also been using their cleanser, but I've also still been using my May Love, the Night Renewer Glycolic Acid Cream every other night. And I do, by the way, still use, I've gotten some questions, I still use Tretinoin, which is like retinol. It's just the 0.025%. It's what my dermatologist prescribed me. I'm out of the prescription, and so I'm kind of at that point. I've used the Drunk Elephant retinol, and it's way too strong for me. It just is. I know there's that period of getting used to it, but it's just too much. And so I might go back to my dermatologist and see if I can get her to refill this, just because it's great and it's not aggravating my skin, but I do feel like it's helping with anti-aging and just kind of keeping it clear and healthy. So I literally, if I'm using a glycolic acid or something like that, I'll do that on alternating nights with this, because you don't want to use them in the same night. And then another moisturizer I've been using, but this one I only use at night, is the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer. I really like this stuff. This is like the second one of these I've gone through, so definitely a fan. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring a portion of it. If you do want to check out Thrive Market, you can go to thrivemarket.com/Jessica Braun, and you can get 25% off your first order and a free gift. It's a great time to join, as I said. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. I feel weird. I feel like I was like looking down on you guys.